Hello everybody, Blind Metal Gamer here with you once again. And in this video, I want to do something a bit different. I want to take this time and let you all know about something that's not really game related. This is something I've wanted to do for quite some time, and I wanted to discuss why I left KSB when I did in the early 2000s. Now, to give you some context, I went to KSB, which is the Kentucky School for the Blind, from the late 80s to the early 2000s. Now, you're probably thinking it must have been just a bad place. You probably just didn't like it. Um, you didn't want to be there anymore. Burnout. Now, I do want to say it was a very good school. I did enjoy the experience. It was a great experience. I loved it. But near the end, I was entering my sophomore and junior year. So for those of you who don't know, it's a K through 12 school for students who are blind or visually impaired. And a lot of your states in the U.S. have these residential blind schools. So I was there from like the age of 5 to the age of 18. So around my sophomore or junior year, I started to experience major burnout. And I'd heard all these great things about public school. They said, Blind Metal Gamer, you need to go to public school. You need to go to public school. You'll love it. You'll get all these great opportunities and all these great, things will come your way and all these great things will be yours. You'll have all these social opportunities, all these awesome opportunities that you won't get at KSB. Now, granted, when I was at KSB, I got the opportunity to do some cool stuff. I got to sing in the chorus. I got to play in the orchestra. I got to be on the wrestling team. I got to be a part of the Big Brother Big Sister program. I got to be a part of the school radio station, which was awesome, baby. Um, now all that you're thinking, all that is fine and dandy, right? Why not just stay there, finish out your educational career, and do a great thing and just graduate from there and be a KSB graduate? Well, I wanted what was in my mind at the time the best. And the best for me was going from KSB to public school in my home area. Now, I knew going into this, I'd heard, oh, they're gonna, poke fun at you. They're gonna make fun of your disability, blind metal gamer. You're gonna be made fun of. You're gonna be excluded. You're gonna be shunned. And we'll get to that here in a bit. But I wanted something new. I wanted something fresh. I wanted an experience that would be something that I'd never done before. And I wanted to graduate from public school. I wanted to do something that I knew if I had done this and I stuck to it, I was going to make an impact in some way. So my after my junior year, I decided it was time to make the jump, and I had to go through some hoops to do it. I had to um, have multiple meetings and things to get this done because when I left KSB, again, I was going to a new place, so I literally had to learn the ropes all over again. So in my mind, and I'm gonna use a wrestling analogy, KSB to me was like WCW. It was good, but I wanted the best, which was at the time the WWF. Well, the quote unquote WWF to me, in terms of education, was said public school experience. I wanted that. I wanted to be part of that, and I had to fight to get it. Now, when I did get it, there was some controversy that came out of that um, in the form of a letter that was written that falsely accused the TVI, teacher of visually impaired, as we'll say, of not being able to meet my needs. Now, real quick before I move on, I do want to say that if this person is reading this or listening to this, you know who you are. I want to again apologize. There was no harm meant by that. A family member, I'm not going to say who, was very angry that I got denied initially and wrote that letter to you, said teacher visually impaired, you know who you are, out of anger and frustration, and did not put their signature on it, but instead chose mine. Now, I'm not making this video to be hateful or mean. I just want to explain why I left KSB and what my experience was like after. Now, um, when I left KSB, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be cool, new opportunities, new social opportunities, and yes, with the ladies. I mean, hey, I was young at the time. I was, most young men, not really mature. So, again, had that maturity thing going there too. So, okay, we transitioned to public school. Now you're thinking and wondering, Blind Metal Gamer, what was it like for you? I'm going to be honest with you. The public school experience was actually pretty damn good. Um, I attended public school in my hometown and graduated in 2002. And you're probably wondering, what was it like for you, Blind Metal Gamer? How was it for you? What was the experience like? The experience was actually, like I said, pretty good, except for a few caveats, which we'll touch on here in a bit. I'm going to talk first about academics. The academic experience in public school was pretty good. I got to experience regular classes, so I was with my regular peers. I did experience some special education in the form of collaborators, which helped me with note taking, and said TVI, which teacher visually impaired, who helped me with any other type of resources I might have needed or schoolwork. And yes, this TVI also had a bit of a, no, I wouldn't call it a negative effect. I would say they were looking out for my best interest. Again, looking back and reflecting in hindsight as an older man, they were just looking out for me. There were some limitations socially placed, but again, it wasn't to be exclusive or demeaning. At the time, you got to understand something here, folks. The public school system didn't really know or understand how blind people were. They kind of thought we were all lumped together. And with me, again, the academia was great. I mean, I got to experience singing in the mixed chorus. I got to experience helping out with the special needs kids in the special ed room. So I got to help out with that, which was cool. That taught me a lot about disability and that, hey, there are other things out there other than blindness. So that really helped out as far as, what I do outside of the content creation and YouTube space. Um, Again, it exposed me, introduced me to new things. And that's why I wanted to go to public school. I wanted new experiences, not just to be a stinking, immature, supposedly womanizing jerk. That was not my motive operandi. I wanted new life experiences. I wanted the experience of, okay, being in a typically developing or sighted world. I wanted to experience the full experience. And I wanted to experience everything it was going to throw at me because I just knew that it was going to change me in some way and it was going to help me in some way. So, okay, now you're probably wondering, what was that social life like, Blind Motor Gamer? You talk about the good academia and being able to take the regular classes. And if anybody is watching this video from either my KSB days or my days in public school, feel free to comment down below. So, okay, now when it came to the ladies, I want to go on and get this. Yes, at the time, I like Asian ladies. I wanted to be with an Asian lady. I didn't, want a American lady. I had this weird thing where I wanted my girlfriend at the time to be Asian. So, what do the creative geniuses come up with? Yeah, they actually had to have meetings for every little thing that I wanted to do. They had to have meetings for it. So, um, what did the geniuses come up with for me to be quote unquote included? The plan conceptually was okay. The person you want are going to take with you to social events has to be, a KSB student, and this is what they wanted. They wanted it to be KSB, and I get okay. I could be inclusive. I could include a KSB friend. Cool, right? There was only one problem. The fact that I wanted to include a KSB friend that was Asian because I wanted to stick to my guns, I guess you could say, had a bit of an issue. The girl that I had pitched, let's just say for this idea, they were like, "Oh, it's great." I said, guys, this is not going to work. The girl that I wanted was not the or the girl that they had rather selected, or was really pushing for, kind of did not meet criteria. I'll just say at that time for what I wanted, because what I wanted at that time, yeah, I might have wanted an Asian girlfriend or whatever, but I wanted someone that was going to give me the true relationship experience. And that girl that was selected or that was pitched was not going to give that. They were not mature at that time. They were very much socially not what I felt was appropriate at the time. And I do have a story to share. Um, as far as lessons I learned from the public school experience, I learned real quick that you don't blow up someone's phone. Now remember, I came from a world at KSB where, again, you socialized with everybody. It was like family. You were away from home. It was like family for me. And so, again, you could talk to anybody. In the public school, I had to learn real quick and real slick that you don't do that. That don't go. Now, there was someone, I'm not going to say names because I don't name drop or none of that crap. I kind of, and this person was a fellow senior, so this person, she and I did graduate together. I kind of screwed up and kind of called him too many times in a single day. Again, I wasn't thinking right. I wasn't thinking, hey, do the right thing. My thought was, oh my God, I got to get a hold of this person and talk to him. You know, that was my mindset. So I screwed up, and boy, howdy, that teacher visually impaired. The couple of days later, boy, you talk about the fires of hell coming up. She sat my ass down and set me straight real quick. That don't go. And I'm like, oh shit. In my mind, it was like, it was more of a culture shock to me at the time because I wasn't expecting that. See, I wasn't expecting to be ripped into and have just this insane lecture experience. But again, this is a video of me looking back, not bitching, not moaning, not complaining. Now, looking back at, again, the public school experience, I learned a lot from that because it taught me not only about disability, but it taught me good social etiquette and what not to do. So, if you're wondering why I left KSB, I left because of burnout and I wanted a new experience. And I got that experience in public school. I got to learn valuable life lessons both in and out of the academia space. And I got to, again, while at the time looked like it sucked, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because now I am doing what I do outside of the YouTube space. I'm doing this YouTube channel, which is doing great. So I just wanted to take this time in this video to share why I left KSB when I did, and just to share my experience in public school. And again, if anybody is watching this video from either of those eras that knew me, feel free to comment. And to anybody who I might have pissed off back then, and again, you know who you are. I don't got a name drop. You know who you are. And if I pissed you off, I'm sorry. So if you want to hold a grudge, that's fine. If not, cool. Anyway, all right, we're going to take this video home. With that being said, this has been Blind Metal Gamer, and my story as to why I left KSB for public school and the experiences I gained from it. So if this helps you all out and helps you with anything you've experienced in a similar situation, feel free to give this video a like, give it a look or a listen, and as always, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like what you hear and see and you want more, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you know when I go live or post new content. Until next time, so long everyone, stay cool, stay safe, and peace out.